Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vawulence Space. 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 Where patriots converge, sharing, raw facts, brilliant analysis, breaking reports, friendly banter. I get time to go play. I love you, my time, I love you, I love you, I love you, to go play. I'm a people don't stand as great to get to the back. I'm not today. Wait, don't go change. I'm not today. Good afternoon. I'm not today. This country now. You know, this country now. This country now. You know, this country now. Every sector may now appreciate politicians to put us all up as the shoot us above it, try to cause the air around the day. They will meet sometimes the brother turn against his brother for a life, the mother turn against her daughter. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, mommies and daddies, brothers and sisters, friends and foes alike. You're welcome to the Vawulence Space. It's a beautiful Thursday from this side of the world. I hope you're feeling beautiful to wherever you're listening to us from, any part of the world. You're welcome one more time, every single one of you on the platform. Thank you guys for joining us again. Thank you, my brother in Nigeria, and every single one requesting for the mic, all our blue tickers, non-blue tickers, all our big, small handles alike. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone listening to us across our multiple streaming platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the Vawulence Space radio station. It's another wonderful evening. Thank God to be alive, and we're back here again. God bless you guys. Let's have a wonderful conversation. As I always say on this platform, you're welcome. If it's your first time of joining us, probably you saw the name or you heard about the name Vawulence Space. I say this all the time. We are notoriously known for two things. Either you notoriously hate us or you notoriously love us. And if anywhere you're standing on the island, you're here today, you're welcome. If it's your second time of joining us, I say thank you very much for joining us. Also, you know what you got the last time. That's why you're back here again. And if it's your third time, you're now a regular. And to all you amazing Vaulenzers, day one Vaulenzers, I see you guys. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Fuga. I think that's the only name I'll be calling going forward. Man, you're always, I've consistently seen you every single day we start this place. You're always the first to pop in here. If there's something like when we used to go on Naira Land those days, FTC, you are truly the FTC, my guy. Thank you so much. And to all of you that always come out here, I try to give you guys some Nigerian jams. I try to mix it up for you guys. Let us just get into one of those moods before we come into reality, which is we discussing about the issues that discuss me, you, and every single one of us in this country. And I say thank you to all of you serious day one Vaulenzers. I call you guys the first responders because you guys are always the ones that always come out here and get to listen to my rants, my violence, my voice, and everything before every other people come into the conversation. You guys are the reason why this space continues to go on and on and on. I would not take this for granted, and I say thank you, every one of you. Let's have a wonderful conversation today. Today's topic is very straight to the point, as you can see. Hopefully, we'll be having a guest today on the course of the space. And hopefully we get to listen to Nigerians, because I think we're in a very critical time in our nation building. We're in a very critical time that deserves and desire every Nigerian to stand up and be accountable. Hopefully we can all stand up and be accountable through these spaces going forward. And I say with that, welcome to the Vawulence Space one more time. And as I always try to drum it on this platform, for me, I say this, my greatest albatross, or one of my greatest issues I always have, is what can I do? How can I do to get Nigerians to jump into this conversation? How can we bring more people into the conversation? How can we get more Nigerians to listen to these platforms? Because for me, I'm not oblivious of the fact that I know that we on Twitter, we are the elites. We are the one percenters when it comes to information in this country. We are the one percenters. You are the ones that always get information first. You are the ones that are
we are even over, we have overflogged so many stuff that sometimes what should be, I think we can even run one particular topic for like 1 week, but because on Twitter there's this rush of information that in a day you can have 10 trending news, and all of them are meant to be headlines, but under 1 minute, this one don't cast go. The second minute, it's crazy the amount of information we consume on this platform, and because of that, I think we get so saturated as a people that information now gets to the point that we already know, it's too much information. I think sometimes, and we are with that, we always feel like that is how the Nigeria is. It's a lie. We are the ones that have this information. Majority of our brothers and sisters do not get this information. They don't know what you know. They don't know what. That's why most times I get too angry. I'm like, why are Nigerians not already on the street fighting and doing everything? The truth is that there are so many layers. Um, there are so many layers of information that we have here that they do not have, and we have to understand this. And for me, it's trying to bridge that gap. How can we get this message down to the people that have not gotten this information? How can we get our people more informed? I think if Nigerians are more informed, we will do much better than we are doing presently right now. In holding the system to power, in holding authority to power, I think we will do much better. Information, I think, is that gap. And we on the Violence Space are doing our bit to try and bridge the gap. And that's why I always say this all the time. How much we try to make sure that this space is being streamed across multiple platforms. I can say it anytime, any day, that we are virtually the only space on this continent, I can say that it's streaming across multiple platforms, because we try to see how can we bridge the gap, how can we get other people into these conversations. Left for me, I wish we had a way that we could have probably satellite radio and every other person in the world is tuned in, but we have our limitations also. So we are trying to stream the space on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we have the Violence Space radio station also, trying to make sure we bridge this gap. I always tell every one of us, what are you doing? How much information do you consume yourself, and how much information do you give out? Are you a mobile? I wish all of us were mobile radio stations. We're all meant to be mobile radio stations. All of us, as in your WhatsApp stories should be you bombarding Nigerians on your story. Every social media platform virtually you should be a medium of propagating this information to Nigerians. Nigerians are very, very, very uninformed. It's a problem. It's a very huge problem. And with that and more we'll be discussing today as we tackle the enemies of a working Nigeria. And I say welcome every one of you on the platform. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, wherever you are, whatever position you're taking on this platform today, I want to indulge you to please take the next few seconds, the next few minutes to retweet the space, share the space, like the space, do something to let the world know that the number one space on X is back and we're up and running. And as usual, guys, we are taking no prisoners. So please, I indulge you guys in the next few seconds, the next few minutes. Let's get our fingers busy. Let's get people into the conversation as we always do. And as usual, at the end of today, we have jotted some things down and taken things home away. And with that, I say welcome to the Violence Space. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Much less of my introduction and much jumping into the conversation. Guys, I really want to know today, I think this should be a series of spaces. How it's in my head, how it is interpreting in my head. I think it should be a series of spaces where we come out here and trash, expose the various enemies of a working Nigeria. The reason why Nigeria might never work. So while there are some set of people that are propagating a new Nigeria, which I believe that I am on that side. I am on that table of people saying a new Nigeria. There are also people that are on the table of a status quo Nigeria, a Nigeria that the current Nigeria. There are people that are currently on that table, sitting there and loving it. And if you're working for a new Nigeria, it's important we know these people, we know these organizations, we expose these people, we expose these organizations, we talk about these people, we talk about these organizations, we make them mainstream. I think when we begin to have these conversations, we cannot drum all of them today, Probably subsequent spaces, we'll just take one, use as a topic, and drum it, and drum it, and drum it. And we start exposing these people that are so comfortable keeping us Nigerians in abject poverty. The first tweet I made today was last night I was, before I went to bed, something popped up in my spirit, and it was like, Saram, do you remember what happened in 2020 during the whole lockdown, post lockdown, when Nigerians were scavenging, going across warehouses, those gory images that came online, and I just did a quick search on Twitter, and I immediately links popped up, different videos of Nigerians en masse bumping into different warehouses across the country, from Ondo to Akwa Ibom to Plateau to Edo to Lagos to is it Ebonyi to Enugu, and just across the country. Nigerians were on rampage, hitting warehouses just to get food to eat. And I remember that video. And that was the first video I made today. I think I made today, and I posted out one of those videos, the one from Plateau State, when Nigerians were actually climbing roof just to break in to get food to eat. And that thing really boiled my soul. I was like, God, we are having a set of political class in Nigeria that are so wicked, so diabolic, so evil that they don't freaking care about anyone. Nobody. And it's so painful when I see young Nigerians take the same side. Many people, I'm sure some people that have gone and survived such stampedes and run with a bag of rice and run to their house. Some will carry they and use their neighbors. I pass my neighbor generator and charge their phone. We come online and say, why are you costing my governor? Why are you insulting my governor? We are wired as the people to protect criminals. And the thing, it touched me. I was like, I looked at the numbers and how wicked our political class could be. And I remember one lady in Lagos that actually hoarded these palliatives and was rebagging them with her image for happy birthday. Our political class are very, very wicked. Not just very, very wicked, they are very, very stubborn. And not just being stubborn, I'm trying to find the right word. They are very, very, very nonchalant. Why do they? And they're very, very emboldened also. That you have to ask yourself some questions. Why do they feel so emboldened, so nonchalant, so stubborn, so wicked? It's because their structures have been set as a people to keep every single Nigeria in order, to keep us to line up behind them, to keep us subjugated, that will not allow us to rise up as a people. Because I say this every time, that a country that the politicians do not fear the people is a dead place. How do you have over 200 million people and you openly show this display, not just 200 million people, like 200 million very poor people, and you openly show display of wealth? They don't even hide it. They don't even pretend like there is lack. You see their convoys, you see how they flex, you see how they ball there openly in a country where people are starving. In a country where people cannot even afford to buy a tuber of yam. Families cannot afford to buy, a country where by the minimum wage cannot buy a bag of rice. But these guys are pumping up. They are pushing like say nothing happened. Look at Wike. Look at the show of affluence these guys show every single day. It is simply because there is a structure that has been set in place that they believe. It's just like when whatever you believe in. We're a very religious set of people, but they are the biggest religious set of people. There's the greatest belief that Nigerians have that if they do juju, if juju man give you juju, that's the kind of what they call or they see. If they give you juju, say tire for your waist. Go, police, nothing happen. Go, they go, nothing, bullet no get that. You go see confidence. When those people go carry come up for street, nothing that happen because there is something backing that person. There's a power beneath that person, pushing the person to tell you nothing they happen. That same power structure politically is what is pushing our politicians and nothing they solve, nothing they happen. Steal as you can steal, flex as you can flex, and show it to the face of these people, nothing they happen. Our job going forward is to expose that power behind. It's to expose that structure behind. Because when you start crumbling such structures, start exposing such structures, make it unconducive for them, probably the person in front will start feeling the heat. If you go and kill the juju man that is giving these armed robbers, kidnappers, juju, telling them to go out, nothing will happen, nothing will happen. They hear say, Babalawo don't die. Babalawo don't die. Ah, if Babalawo can die, themselves, then go begin to say, true, this thing we wear for body, tie for waist. This amulet and the rest, if you know they walk, that is where my mind is going to, because honestly speaking, I sit down every day, and I'm thinking, what can Nigerians do? What can we do to break this structure? Peter Obi always calls it the structure of criminality. That's what he refers to it, the structure of criminality. That structure that has enabled the political class to steal and steal and steal and steal without remorse. That is that structure that will be dismantling as the people going forward. Hopefully, as I share my ideas, I hope every other person is getting the idea. And I believe we all know most of these structures. I believe we do know. But the problem is that we have not drummed it enough, or many of us have sentimental attachments to these structures. And we have to start breaking these sentimental attachments, hopefully, as a people. All right, I think maybe we shall start labeling them. One, structure one, this. Structure two, that. Structure three, this. But before I jump into one of the structures, I think I remember David in this tweet he made today, and he said, on that tweet, David said something. He said, there is no amount of hate you can hate a Nigerian politician that is enough. There is no amount of display of hate you can hate a Nigerian politician that is enough. There is no amount of bad wish you can wish a Nigerian politician that is enough. Because these guys have successfully destroyed, if not the greatest nation on earth, one of the top 5 greatest nations on earth. For all you religious believers, I'm a firm believer of God also. But I am one person that I always know that God will never come down and do what he has empowered me to do. We can pray from now till next 50 years, Nigeria will get worse. If we continue to have the same set of criminals in power. I was on a phone call with one of my friends today. He called me this evening. And I'm happy that there are like minds that are ready to sacrifice everything to make sure that this country works, including their lives. I'm so happy that I see young Nigerians are willing right now saying, Tadam, this thing must change in our lifetime. Our parents did not do it. Our parents ran away from responsibility. They are the majority of the reason why today Japa is the in thing. If you cannot fix it, you run away. For how long we will keep running away from our country? For how long we keep running away from the land God has blessed us with enormous wealth? There is no reason why Nigerians have any reason to be poor. There is no reason why in the list of nations in the world, Nigeria should be the second poorest nation in the world. There is no reason why. We have no reason why. And if we as a people do not fix it, there is no God coming from anywhere. There is no man coming from anywhere that will come and fix it for us. We as a people must stand up to our responsibility. And I'm saying this because in the midst of this whole stuff, that political system has sold us a very serious lie, a messianic lie, a heroic lie, that we need a hero. There must be a hero that must lead us. There must be a hero that must sacrifice. There must be a hero. We as a people we now cede our rights, cede our responsibility to an imaginary hero, and expect somebody to take up the gun and do what we are meant to do for ourselves. Nigeria not working today is an indictment on every single Nigerian, starting from me to you, to every single one of us. We have for so long allowed some set of people, and I ask myself, how many of them? How many of them? They know it's 2,000. How can 2,000 people hold 200 million people to ransom? How? They say, oh, they have police, they have army, they have this, they have that. Add all those army, police, NSS, DSS, CIA, FBI, EFCC. Add everything, all the security apparatus in Nigeria are not more than 2 million. Then I ask you again, how can 2,000 people hold over 200 million people to ransom? For how freaking long? For how long? I hope I'm waking up some people today. I just hope I'm waking up every one of us as a people to our responsibilities. To fix this country is a job that every one of us will have to do. And I think today's space, I will open up the floor real quick, because I really want us to really talk about this, the enemies against the working Nigeria, the enemies for a working Nigeria, the enemies that do not want Nigeria to work, because for these people, if Nigeria work, business will crumble. They don't want this country to work. They don't want to see Nigeria live. That is why for them it is difficult to increase minimum wage. It's not as if to increase the minimum wage is the problem, or that they cannot afford it, or that it's too expensive. Because if you look at the expensive, exorbitant life these guys live, to increase minimum wage is nothing. After all, you ask yourself, how many people are we in the payroll of the Nigerian federal government? Let's ask ourselves these questions. How many people did the Nigerian federal government pay? That you cannot say you cannot increase minimum wage. How much do the state? How many people are employed by the states across the country? How many people do you pay? But they do not want it, because the more poorer Nigerians are, the less we have the ability to think, the less we have ability to fend, to fight for our rights, to rise up. The more poorer we are, the less educated we are, the less questions we ask them, the more they can steal, the more they can siphon money and take across the world. And their children are living exorbitant, lavish lifestyles across the world. I was in London last year and I was in a club chilling, myself, I go chill. And I saw one ex-governor's son. They just a highlight name for inside club. He just throw pounds up and down. I say, ah! I say, Kai! Oh. If you say I say in Nigeria, then now, that means today outside now, just wait them with guys, give them better beating. Their children are living the best lives across the world. If down to permanent sec, the corruption in the country is so deep that if you see the lifestyle of a permanent secretary their children of a permanent secretary abroad, you understand why Nigeria. I can understand the sentiment of people that say Nigeria might never work. I can understand that sentiment. I can honestly, genuinely understand the sentiment of people that say Nigeria might never work. It is insane. So I would think it's going to be a collective today. I don't want to be the one that are going to detect the enemies of the working. I think we can today choose to focus on the religious leaders. I think we can choose to focus on the traditional leaders tomorrow. I think we can choose to focus on the civil society some days. I think we can choose to focus on the names, the powerful names behind the scenes that never want to be mentioned, the industry players, your top brokers, your top businessmen that enjoys maintaining status quo. I think we can focus on so many of them, but today I really want to know. Probably if Wembley Nigeria comes up with a submission, and at the end of the submission, we can ask what parts, which of them should we focus on today? And I want us, when we focus on it, we will drag that particular structure of criminality down. I really want us, as if we are shaking that table, we shake the table to the very, 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 very foundation, to the very, very end, that table will break. Big shout out to my brother Dan Bello. God bless you. I think we'll start from the religious angle because you made a skit this evening that I just saw. I don't know if you guys watched that skit of Dan Bello this evening. I think we will start from that religious angle because if there is anything that have kept Nigerians and will keep us perennially as slaves in this country, it's religion. We are so intertwined. We are so immersed deeply into religion as a people that we forget that religion is meant to be a personal walk with your God. A personal walk with your God. How you do it is none of my business. Please, if you didn't see that Bello skit, you don't say, please go and look for that skit because I saw that skit and I was like, hey, this man is working in the same spirit as I'm working. Because I always announce it every Thursday Vawulence, almost every Thursday Vawulence. I say on Thursday, today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. They will go to their mosques. When they go to the mosques tomorrow, they have lied to all the imams, all the malams. They don't blow them better lamba that is fueled by extra resources behind the scene. The malams tomorrow will not come out and preach to the people and calm them down. Things are hardship in the country it's not the government. Please let's to give them more time, blah blah blah, and the agitation of the people will calm down. They have already paid their pastors for Sunday. On Sunday, me and you will go to the church, and we're in the church, the pastor will be preaching. Just pray, just believe, just sow your tithe, just this and that. The country will be better for you. All balbadash, all lies. It will never work. And the rinse and repeat this thing, washing and setting the heads of our people back to back every week. It's a circle. It's a circle of washing. And we keep staying in these same chains, but there is no way out for Nigerians. There is virtually no way out for Nigerians. So I think we can start with the structure the criminal structure of the religious bodies today. We can start shaking that table today. We can start destroying that table today. And hopefully, we begin to make impact going forward. With that, I say welcome to the Vawulence space. And at this last part of the space, hopefully today we'll be having the Bayelsa State LP gubernatorial candidate. He reached out to me, and I said on the last space that we might be having him here, bringing him up here to he's in court, and he reached out and was telling me about the court process and the procedures. And I was like, wow, really? I never even knew you were in court. That he needs the public to be aware of certain things that's going on with the case. And I'm like, okay, cool. He's a Vawulence guy. He has been with us from almost from day one, and it's always a platform for our people to always come out here, whatever you're doing. Hopefully, he's going to be with us on the platform today, and when he joins us, we'll have a wonderful conversation. And I want to say a big shout out to my brothers. I said this on the last Vawulence space, and I'm saying this one more time here, that for us to start destroying this structure of criminality, that we also as a people have to start understanding that to fix this country is going to take Nigerians coming from the north to the south to the east and the west. It cannot be fixed by one set of people. It cannot be fixed by one demography. It has to be majority of, and I'm not saying every Nigerian, no, we cannot have every Nigerian on the table. Not everybody will align with us. Not everybody will come or believe what we are doing. So we see from afar, some are beneficiary of the current system. Some eat, drink, sleep with corruption. Some live for corruption. And we should understand that that's fine and good. We are looking for majority. If we have and majority, we're saying it's majority. We're thinking of just few hundreds of thousands of Nigerians from every region standing up and saying enough is enough, and we'll get back our country. It is important in this time and season for us to understand that to get back Nigeria is every Nigerian across the aisle. And that's why I always say, please, do not be pushed by banger tweets, do not be pushed by likes and retweets. Understand that you, as a Nigerian, you have responsibility in your hands. If you're not happy that you say the North did not support Tinubu, the North did not protest against Buhari, you're not happy about that. Fine and good. It is good to not be happy about that. But also, you said you did not protest against Buhari. You protested against NSAS, not Buhari. So it is a general consensus that the whole Nigeria failed to protest against Buhari. Everybody failed about that. Facts and figures. We all failed in that duty. And if today the North are saying they're going to protest against Tinubu, do not come and be reminding them you were silent for 8 years. You too, you were silent for 8 years. It is important to drum this aspect. We have to drum this into the brains of many of our people. You were also silent for 8 years. Nobody held your feet. And if they're standing up now, it is only a fool that we see people standing up and say enough is enough of what we are expressing in Nigeria, and all you feel is to throw shade. Ha 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 ha. You go suffer. We go suffer. There are real life consequences to what's happening in Nigeria today. Very, very, very important, guys. And I'm happy because I'm saying this. I'm seeing Northerners rising up, owning up to having their own spaces these days, running things, screaming. There is a particular space that is like the House of Vawulence, and I love it. They call it rant space. And I'll always be on that space when they have their spaces, and I hear young Nigerians from the other side of the world, of the country, speaking truth to power also. You might not like how they are saying it, but they are saying it today. Importantly, that they are speaking out. Very, very important. And with that, I say welcome to the Violence Space. I have engineer Udens Uderi already in the building. I think at the top of the hour, we will bring him into the conversation. Thank you, sir, for coming up here. Let me pass the mic right now to my brother, well in Nigeria, to join the conversation, and I'll open up the floor to every one of you to come in. In the midst of the conversations, we'll be having engineer Udens Eradiri of Bayelsa State to come in and share this moment with us also on the platform. Guys, thank you for joining us on the Violence Space. If you have not shared the space or not like the space, please do so. Let's get more people into the conversation. Let's have a wonderful conversation today. As I said, we are discussing the enemies of a working Nigeria. Welcome to the Violence Space. Take it away from here, please. Welcome, Nigeria. God bless you, bro.
Yeah. Good evening to everybody in the space. Welcome again to Violence Space. Good evening, Emir Saddam, Dambelo, Johnville, Flag Boy. Flag Boy, I've been hearing.
Flag Boy is a hero. He's a hero.
I've been hearing your gist. Well done. I mean, well done. It's been incredible. And to everybody on the space, engineer, welcome, sir. So, welcome to everybody on the space. Do well to repost the space. As a matter of reminder, you probably forgot when you came in, it's fine. But now that I'm reminding you, if not be bad belly, go and repost the space. I'm not forcing you. It's not, but like I always say, the only problem is that people that use Nigeria time will not come and be coming back by the time I want to go and sleep. So repost it now, let them see it and start coming. Because if I'm ordering people later, I'm not pity for you. Anyway, that's on the light note. Anyway, so welcome to everybody on the space. I too would want to hear. I think Engineer Dex, I'm just going to be very frank with you. I want to believe, I know, not I want to believe. I know that your process in court is something you are doing um, to just like Peter Obi did, right? Even when all indicators point to the failure of the system, but you need to fulfill the righteousness. You need to show the people that you just didn't want to. You did not contest for cruise, right? And I know it doesn't come at a cheap cost. So I mean, whatever money you've used to go to in the court process, you could have as well said, okay, let's forget about it. So it's good to have you here to at least hear what has been happening, how far it has come, and all that. But it's quite unfortunate. It's for me, it's just really sad that everybody has to go to like in Nigeria. We just like the way we don't trust our judicial system, and rightly so. As in, it's just like the fact that someone says they are going to court, and you already know the result in your mind. Like you already know that because the person is trying to fight against a corrupt system, he's not just fighting. So he's fighting the system. So it's quite sad, but it is what it is. For the enemies of a working Nigeria, the truth is that many people did this table. Many people did this table. I mean, I think because I was in and out when Saddam was making some show, but I mean, I heard him when he talked about the religious bodies or the religious system in Nigeria, right? Because to an extent, I have said it so many times, and I mean, I'm a Christian, so you can't. I mean, you can't. I don't compare Christianity or compare like how Christian anybody is, but I can say I'm a Christian very well, trust me. But one thing I can also say is that the religious system in Nigeria, I'm going to talk from the Christian perspective as well. The religious system in Nigeria has immensely contributed to the failure of Nigeria, immensely, like consciously, unconsciously, but immensely they've contributed to the failure of Nigeria. So some of them would rather, and it's easier to point fingers. That's why I said there are many people on this table, because even some of us are probably on that table, right? But for the religious system, they would rather have a non-working Nigeria than have a working Nigeria, because in Nigeria that is not working makes it easier to look for some, because as humans we are always looking for something that would help us. So it makes it easier to say, to look for somebody that will help you. And at the end of the day, that's why it's sad for me. That's why I'm comfortable talking about it, because I feel like the way, and I'm talking much about Christian because I mean, I want to believe that when our Muslim brothers come up, they will have the courage, the boldness to also call out their own religious leaders. But the Nigerian religious setting is in such a way that it encourages the system to not work. It wants the system to not work. I've said it so many times, because we've talked about topic relating to that a couple of times, that a lot of you that are Christians in Nigeria will go abroad and not be Christians. I can bet you. It will take you how much of a Christian you are. You will only know how much of a Christian you are when you leave Nigeria. That's for a fact. You will only, and take it from me, knowing abroad I've been to different churches. I've been to churches. Because in Nigeria I attended Redeemed Church when I'm in Abuja, but my local church when I'm in my home. Then so even abroad I've gone to a Redeemed Church. I've seen the difference. I've gone to different foreign church. Just recently I went to like in Song. And I've seen the difference between what we practice in Nigeria as Christianity and what is being practiced abroad. So when you enter a church abroad, right? That's when you know that what they practice for Nigeria is not really Christianity. As in, that's when you know that these people are here not because they were I don't know, not out of necessity, not because they feel like I need to go to church so that God will support me to make money, so that I can at least buy fuel to own my generator. I can buy a car because there's no transportation system. These people, everything is working. They don't need the generator. They don't need fuel. All they need probably just, even for work, there's work everywhere. So in the midst of abundance, they still chose to go to church. So, but in Nigeria, it's almost like a tool for mental slavery. It's almost like a tool for mental slavery. You have to be like that. If Nigeria was to start working, the truth is that the number of religious people in Nigeria will also drop. There's something I don't want to talk about Muslim, but there's something my friend used to call. You notice that they are kind of, if so, even abroad, like if you see Muslims, some Muslims, you probably will not know they're Muslims. They're not the right time for it. It is maybe when you have conversations that you know. So it's quite unfortunate for that. But even aside that, the enemies of a working system can also be you. The enemy of a working Nigeria can also be you. I mean, I emphasize this a lot on the last space. You could think you want a working Nigeria, but virtually a lot of the things you do might negate it. Consciously or unconsciously. I mean, I'm someone that likes to give people benefit of doubt. I like to believe that maybe a lot of people do things out of ignorance, or, it's just, they didn't really think it deeply to say, okay, what I'm doing has this kind of effect. But it is why I usually call for people to think a little bit more deeper before they act on a lot of things. Like Saddam was saying, or, like we've been emphasizing for some time now, about the need to come together, across, tribes, religion, ethnicity, and fight the system. But the truth is that for some reason, if you feel hot, like I don't know if it's hot now, but if for some reason, which to you might be okay, right? You keep poking that particular religious. I need to tell people that a lot of time people know how to really look at other people. They don't know how to look at themselves. It's one reason why, I also tell people, how would I put it? So you think, oh, I am from Edo State. Oh, this is how people do me this, people do that, so I can also do it to other people. But the truth is that, to an extent, if you start to do it to other people, it might also make you what they are, to an extent. So at the point of trying to fight, for example, bigotry, you too can become a bigot without knowing it. I mean, you will not know. You will think you are defending yourself, you are, fighting. So I really want to encourage us that let's not unconsciously, because I don't want to believe any of us here consciously will become the enemy of a working Nigeria. Let's not unconsciously, I give that benefit of doubt, become a tool, become an unconscious tool. Because, like we were saying on Tuesday, every time you, for example, try to cast aspersion on people that are trying to hold the system accountable because you feel like they're speaking very late, it is you. Because the APC, that's what APC would want you to do. There was one of our sisters that said some time back that whenever she wants to do something, she would like to think, what did APC want me to do in this situation? Some of the things we do are the things that APC would want us to do. It might look as if at the end of the day, you just only be maybe bantering, laughing, or doing a lot of things. I mean, trust me, it's okay to laugh. I like to laugh, but the point is I'll probably not cast aspersion or try to discourage you. Anybody who want verse, make it verse. So that's what I would just say concerning this. But this enemies of working Nigeria is like an extended conversation, and I'm trying not to, because we have different aspects of the space today, I'm trying not to go far. But again, I just want to encourage every one of us. Let's ensure that we ourselves, because I want us to start from ourselves. Let's ensure that we ourselves do not become the enemies of working Nigeria. Without knowing it, you may not know it, but it's possible. So on that note, I'll just hit the mic, and I don't know, Saddam probably want to say something. Then we'll start bringing up speakers immediately.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. You spoke really, really well. I think today we'll be focusing on let's focus on the religious aspect. We will hold ourselves accountable going forward, but I think we'll focus on religion today. Let's name and shame this corrupt religious leaders. Corrupt religious leaders have been bought by the system that enable our people to stay subjugated to corruption, to stay subjugated to the political class. Let us name and shame them. It is, I think, let them also feel that uncomfortability that true Nigerians feel every single day. It is very, very important we do these things because the moment we keep shielding them, we keep covering them up, we feel that they're untouchables, they're untalkable. We don't talk about them, we allow them because they have 1 million or 10 billion followers. You should even be ashamed that you have 10 million followers. Your people are suffering. Please, who is that? Please don't do that on this platform. Please, do not on your mic until you're called. I beg, no vex. Before we drop you down, thank you. All right. As I was saying, please, very, very important we do that. So you are free today on Violence Space. Any religious leader that you want to take on today, please do not with your chest. You with your chest, come out here, call them out, and expose them for what they are. It's very, very important. We start destroying this structure of criminality. If not, we're wasting our time as a people. We'll keep repeating this cycle, and they keep getting richer, keep getting more financed by the system. Nigerians keep getting poorer and poorer and poorer. With that, I say welcome to the Violence Space. Well, in Nigeria, I think we should take it away from here. Let's bring in up our speakers right now. Let's have, I think it's a very big topic for us, and I wish we could limit it to the religious aspect for today. Maybe next week we'll talk about the civil societies or the traditional aspect, or probably the educational role, the people, the key actors that are the enemies of the working Nigeria in the educational sector. I think we should start opening up these sectors one by one and make these guys uncomfortable. Very, very, very important. Today we're on religion. Please, guys, let's go on that trajectory. Thank you very much. Rome Nigeria, back to you. God bless you, bro.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Saddam. The sector of many. All right, quickly, let me just so we'll just start with our speakers. Engineer, next we're going to bring you in at some point very soon, but let's see if we can just take some of the speakers that want about the other topic. We'll find a way to manage to this space and in both conversations. All right, quickly, I'm just going to of course, I'll start with a lady. Myself, I'm a guy, so let's not guyize the space. All right, Mommy B, please go ahead. After Mommy B, I'm going to come to Dambelo.
Good evening, everyone from my side. I hope everyone is doing well. Emir, well-meaning, all the speakers, all the listeners. Yeah. I like this religious angle because anyone who knows me would know that I have an issue with organized religion in Nigeria, full stop. But more so with the role they seemingly play. Right. And if it is about calling somebody out, I want to call out Pa Adeboye of the Redeemed Church of Christ. If you are a Redeemer, no vex, right? This is me saying what needs to be said, right? I can clearly remember in 2012, right? He joined others on the street, right, Abby, to protest against Jonathan's government. They said they had caused hardship for Nigerians, blah, blah, blah. Right. Rightly or wrongly, I love it when religious leaders look at their flock and decide to dive straight into issues that are affecting them. However, he became quiet during the the locust driven years of Buhari, because the man was the vice president. We didn't help him. We didn't have a word, right? And people suffering had multiplied, right? And now, even now, we're in 1 year of this demonic government, right? It is even worse. And yet, when we drag when we drag members of that church and the role they play in this government, in the government of the day, and in other ways, people get offended. But these are the people who have actually become enemies of a working Nigeria, enemies of the people. Right? Because when you cannot, you shouldn't be picking and choosing what issues to get involved in and what have you. If it's affecting your members, then you as a church leader, especially when you have such a large denomination, should be. But you're quiet. Why are you quiet? Why are you quiet? At the end of the day, right, if we're saying that our religious leaders should be, to a certain degree, just speak the truth and not be partisan, we know where your loyalties lie. But it is people like you, because your flock, right, look to you for direct. It is people like you that we would now say, let us protest, and they'll be telling you, no, you should just continue praying. Instead of taking action, things that we should be able to do for ourselves, right? We end up praying for them, or things that the government should do for us, we're praying for it as well. And instead of speaking truth to power and being what the early Christian church was, the Acts of Apostle Church, early church, they weren't scared. Yes, they spread the gospel, but they also cared for everyone in their congregations, or whatever we should call them at the time. Right. And I love what well-meaning Nigerian said, because I can remember when I returned to the UK as a young adult, right? I thought my mom raised us in Christ Apostolic Church. And we will pray. We used to pray for absolutely everything. And I then got to the UK, and then I found that to pray was a case of, actually, what am I praying for again? Right. The focus shifted onto praying for deepening my relationship with God, as opposed to having to pray for everything, because it was a society that worked. And having said that, right, you would still hear religious leaders speak to topical issues, right, and still drag the government. Yeah, I hear it that we have to be, we can't all be dragging like Valencians will drag people. However, but say something. Help in this discourse. Don't discourage people, right? And like I said, the reason why I've dragged him is because if he had not done it before, we would say, well, it's not his way, but he has. So was that political? Does that make you a true church leader? It's like, at the end of the day, we need to begin to tell ourselves the truth, right, about the role they play, because it seems like we have church leaders who are in bed with politicians and therefore cannot speak truth to the power. And in fact, they will discourage you. They will come out with false prophecies, right? They will try and skew Bible verses and just to fit in with what is going on, when really and truly they should be the voice they should be bold, and they should be the voice. And it's not to say we don't have those who are, because we have seen in the last 2 years there's some who were speaking and still speak, right? But they have to take ownership for some of the things, right? Some of the difficulties we have in holding our government to account, right? Through false doctrine, through, all this thing about, as long as you're paying your tithes, people are hungry, right? People are struggling, right? And I want to believe that church should be the voice for the voiceless, but hey, Shebi is Nigeria. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mommy B. I mean, you're totally spot on, because it's pretty sad what but then again, how will someone pay tithe if he's feeling comfortable? You have to be uncomfortable to pay tithes to hope that God will bless you. So that's why some of these people will not wish for a working Nigeria. All right, quickly, let me just go straight to Dambelo. After Dambelo, if you're on the speaker section, just do it to ensure your hand is up, so I'll come to you. After Dambelo, I'm going to come to Johnville, actually.
Thank you very much. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. All protocols observed. Please, Sadem, well meaning, do you mind opening your mics? And anybody else who wants to open their mic. I have a question or some questions, and I want the answer to be Jira, Jira, Jira. You guys ready?
Jira,
Ayada.
jira, jira.
So, whenever somebody tells you that, me, I have lost hope in Nigeria, what do you say to him?
Jira, jira, jira.
Jira.
Jira, jira,
When
jira.
anyone tells you that Nigerians will be like this till thy kingdom come, what do you tell them?
Jira.
Jira,
Jira,
jira.
jira.
Whenever inside your own mind you start to feel that maybe the hope that you have might just be wishful thinking, you look straight inside your mind and you say, what?
Jira.
Jira,
Jira.
jira, jira.
Thank you so
Jira,
much. You
jira,
say,
jira.
jira, 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 because you can. You do have control. Enemies, enemies of working Nigeria, they have figured out that we are very religious. And it's good that we are religious. But they figure out that we are so religious that how can they use it to control us, to take power, and to steal our wealth? That's what enemies of working Nigeria did with religion. So, the religion has become an important piece to their deceptive and tested and trusted method of keeping us fighting each other, confused and poor and hungry. I mean, can you imagine? This Friday, there's a lot of young people who are hungry for liberation for the first time in their life. They want to smell the air of liberty, asking for what is rightfully theirs. And then you have a top, what do I call him, officer, calling the big imams and giving them instructions about what to say at the mosque so that they can quell and discourage people from going out to say we are hungry, to say we don't have enough money, to say the fuel is expensive, to say I cannot, we don't have good schools. That's all these poor Nigerians want to say. And then you have someone who is at the position of a leader using religious clerics to stop that. And this is going to happen on Friday. All of them, or a lot of them, I don't know, are going to want to talk about this. So, the one thing we can learn in Nigeria is whenever there's an avenue to gain power or money, it filters out the worst. It keeps the worst at the top, and all the best will disappear. So, this system of using religion and using religious leaders to control the masses, I would not say that it started last year, or last 8 years, or last 10 years. But now we are getting a much more clearer picture of it. So there should be some religious leaders who are good. Well, I mean, two of them have already been killed, assassinated, because they were telling the youth to go out and protest against government misgovernance. Sheikh Jafar and Sheikh Albani Zaria, they were shot, assassinated. Do we have anyone like them right now? No, we don't, unfortunately. Now that we are getting a much more clearer picture of what is going on, how the North and the South, how Muslims and Christians, how different sectors of Nigeria are put together and divided and exploited, it's much easier for us to unite against our common enemy. Kingdoms rise and fall. Rome fell. The Ottoman Empire fell. The Mongol Empire, which covered the most land out of any other empire in the world, all from Asia all the way near Europe. Where is it now? If you don't have hope, you should. Nigeria will not stay like this forever. Nigeria must change. It is a living thing. If there is a baby in the belly of that country, it's time for labor, and nothing can keep that baby inside. Let's prepare our minds. Let's prepare ourselves. We have a country to build, and it's a country not for Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ijo, or Kanuri. No. It's a country not for Muslim, Christian. No. It's a country for Nigerians and Nigerians only, and it doesn't matter where we are or who we are with, we will only identify with Nigeria because that's our common interest, and that's the only place we have for our children and grandchildren. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan Bello. I think now wherever you want to come up, we will say we need to give you either shake or because you come with is like I said on Tuesday, you are a man on a mission. You no matter what the top whatever they are discussing, you come and you know what you want, what your intention. Thank you very much for what you're doing. Not just on this space. I mean, I've heard you speak on some spaces, and it's the same sermon, different pattern, but the same message every time. Thank you for the consistency. I saw your I saw your video of today. It was funny. As I don't think there's any less than 30 seconds video that has made more sense ever. I mean, if you've not seen that video today, go to Zambelo's TL. How our security organizations and they will see they will see kidnappers, see everything. They will let them go. They will shy away. But immediately they hear protest. Immediately, they want to pro what? Pro. Okay. Very cowardly set of people. As in, they can't deal with people that are carrying guns like them. It's just ordinary Nigerians. Very irritating, honestly. Anyway, John V, please quickly go ahead. Soon we'll also bring in Engineer Dengs at some point to mix things up as well. So, but for now, let me just take those that are currently up here. Go ahead, John V, after which I'll come to...
Thank you. Thank you. 1 minute. See, I don't like talking about Nigeria's matter because I always get emotional. That's why I hardly talk on space. So, but this is not me calling out this pastor. He's my spiritual mentor. He's someone I respect so much. He's my number one spiritual pastor, spiritual mentor, and spiritual father, Apostle Joshua Selman. So, sir, if you are listening, I'm not calling you out. I'm just talking to you as a father and son. See, I listen to his tape, to his preaching every night. That's how much I respect him. But you see, there's a pattern I've seen in his preaching and his personality. He's always very careful not to dabble into politics, right? A lot of politicians visit his church. They come to his church a whole lot. Maybe it's only president and vice president I've not seen. You see former presidents and vice presidents of other African countries. You see ex-governors, senators, big politicians. They come to his church, right? And he's always preaching about honoring people. He loves to honor people. You understand? And I absolutely agree with him. He's always very good to honor people. But my point is, he doesn't call them out. He doesn't speak to their conscience. He doesn't talk to them about what if these politicians are people that have got, some of them are people that have got blood on their hands, that have killed people, that have done evil things, but he doesn't call them. He just faces his preaching. He said he's not called for politics. In fact, if he's tempted to talk about politics, he will quickly stop and say, no, I don't like dabbling into politics. That's not my calling. You understand? There was a time there was a threat. Was it a bomb threat or something in his church? Right? And he dared the person spiritually. He said, if you know you're born of a woman, he dared the person. If my God exists, please try it. You see what will happen to you. He dared the person, and that person did not carry out that threat. I've forgotten the words he used, but he dared that person spiritually with his spiritual might. And that person was scared. He didn't carry out that threat. They got info that something bad was going to happen. So my point is, so what about other Nigerians? What about other people outside the church environment, right? People come to your service and they're going home late at night. What about their safety? There was a time people got kidnapped. His church members got kidnapped, right? and they paid millions to rescue those people. So in my mind, I was saying, so you, pastor, you can pay millions to rescue people. Why didn't you use your spiritual power to send thunder to strike those kidnappers so that they just release those people for free? You understand? So my point is, this is not me calling him out at all. They don't born me well, but I'm just saying that if you are being careful not to dabble into politics, if you are being careful not to say the truth to these politicians, you are still going to pay for it, because now you have paid millions. So you have paid millions to rescue people from kidnappers, and they killed some other people. They rescued some. You understand? So what's the whole point of trying to be careful of not telling politicians the truth? This is not me accusing him. Sometimes I used to think, is it because these people are donating heavily to the church, or what? Is that why you cannot tell them the truth to their faces? No, it doesn't make sense to me, because in the Bible, Jesus Christ did not come to make people, this prosperity preaching they're always doing, it didn't come to make people rich. Jesus Christ actually came to make the rich poor. And I have evidence to back them up. He called Peter, James, and John when they were fishing. He said, leave that fishing and come and fish men. Leave your business and come and fish men. He called Zacchaeus. Is it Zacchaeus? Yes, now. That climbed the tree. He says, tonight salvation has come into your home. And Zacchaeus gave out half of his properties. The only thing you hear Jesus did was he gave poor people food. You understand? Maybe through the offerings, they were getting, among the disciples. He gave poor people food. He was not concerned about he only came to save people, salvation. And he will tell you, pay your.
Was that just
Sorry, I used to
okay?
get me. Sorry, I used to get me. A call just came in.
Yeah. Just go ahead and try to round up one.
Yeah. I'm running up now. So my point is, look, I don't think, if you're a member of that church and if you're a Christian listening to me, it's time to start speaking the truth to your pastors, right? We need to come together to salvage this country, right? You cannot separate religion from politics. Those days, it was religion that controlled politics. You understand? Those days, an early civilization, you can't separate these two. You understand? So I really like these guys doing this operation, forgotten the name, operation, that's Field Marshal and Dr. Ekena. Because what I always tell people is, invest more right now in creating awareness. Let Nigerians be aware of what's happening. Anywhere you hear that people are creating awareness, please put your money there. Because hunger is a unifying factor. It is this hunger that will help you propagate your message very, very fast. And before you know it, people will come together. This imminent revolution will erupt suddenly like a volcano, and there will be a molten magma that will come. There will be a molten magma that will melt away these evil politicians and their supporters. So please, I just want to encourage us, guys. Let's
All
invest
right.
in spreading information, propagating information, and let hunger be that unifying factor that will bring us together to salvage this country. Tinubu is spending day and night making sure he's sophisticating the military and police to resist, to quell any form of protest or revolution against his government. That is
Yeah.
his biggest fear. Tinubu is not sleeping.
Mhm.
If he should hear revolution, he will get heart attack. If he should hear protest. So that thing that Tinubu fears most is the thing that you, as a citizen, you are fearing the most. And that is why this country cannot be salvaged, cannot be saved.
Yeah.
So it's high time we stood up to Tinubu and take this country by force. I yield.
Thank you very much, John V. Thank you. And you were spot on. As in, I swear, there's a reason why there is a strong alert in the police right now that anything protect, like a flag boy is here, you will speak at some point. Police, once they hear that 2 or 3 people are gathered somewhere and protest, they know it's almost as if they will be happy to go there. Of course, they no carry gun. If a kidnapper they hear, they no go. So that is something that Tinubu is afraid of, like strongly afraid of. He knows that Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gunpowder. So thank you very much, and thank you for that. For all you said. It's just sad. It's just sad that a lot of people, even pastors, try to sometimes be politically correct or evasive. That's pretty much just unfortunate. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight to. Meanwhile, if I go to Velele, I was just going to. So, and this is pretty much an announcement. They are very, important spaces that will be coming up. One tomorrow and one on Monday. Tomorrow, for those of you that probably have not seen it, I know some of you knew heard before that Parallel Fact was going to be hosting Senator Reti Kingibe on Saturday, but there have been an adjustment. So that space is holding tomorrow by 6 p.m. So Parallel Fact will be they will be hosting Reti Kingibe. So please, I mean, it's a good opportunity because personally, I'm also hoping that I've seen a couple of LP senators, House of Rep members. I know I have a problem with them because I feel like, you know, they know knew the den they were going to. They should have grown more. In the words of Adora, Adora is not Adora. That they say balls. They should have grown more balls, but they are not. They are not. They are not doing it. But you can also tell that a lot of them are being suppressed, oppressed, and I don't even know. So it's also good that we find a way to, in our own way, also give them some form of strength and order. Okay, Adora, you don't send me emoji. Now your word. Anyway, so please, that space tomorrow is very vital. Then on Monday, 1MMC is going to be hosting Olumide Akbata. Olumide Akbata is coming to Twitter to do his campaign. Since they do mosquito, one mosquito reach X. So please, on Monday, get prepared and be part of that space and just get prepared. So we'll just try to take some speakers and so they will bring in Engineer Denks at the top of the hour. Let him give us updates. Then after that, we can ask if we want to ask him questions and also continue the other parts of the conversations as well. So at the top of the hour, I'll bring in Engineer Denks. But for now, let me just quickly go to Velele. After Velele, I'm going to come to Ogene Fiji.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good everything to wherever you're spacing from. I like the way the space started, right? So Saddam mentioned about identifying our enemies and fighting those enemies. However, because the war we're fighting now is currently covert, right? It's like hidden. It's not yet overt. I like to rather identify what the enemy is doing and fight what the enemy is doing. And I'll come to that later. But first, since we're being religious today, let me confess, all right? I am from the southeast. I knew Buhari was corrupt. I suffered under his government alongside my northern brothers, but I did not fight him in any way. I have no excuse, and I have resolved to do better. And I'm encouraging everyone from everywhere to fight the governance, you know, every and anywhere they see it, right? Not mattering tribe, not mattering religion. So I did not fight Buhari too. The same way my northern brothers did not fight Buhari, so we're no different. But now, you know, we're going to come together to fight bad governance wherever we see it. So before the 2020 elections, again, I've been fortunate in life to get by no matter the government. I used to think that people that were not getting by, that something was wrong with them. I want to publicly apologize to those people. And I want to come out now to say that any problem you're going through in Nigeria, the government has a hand in over 90% of it. The remaining 10% is your effort, like, you know, you are lazy or, you know, all those kind of things. But 90%, well articulated, if you come on one-on-one, I'll break it down for you, is the government that is holding it. And whatever person, no matter how pious that religious leader is, whatever person that does not tell you this truth and tell you repeatedly as well, is hiding the truth from you and is being deceitful. What I mean is, like, every single church service, every single gathering, he needs to, at the end, remind you who your enemies are, who is causing you not to succeed, who is causing you not to have access to good medical care, who is causing you not to live long. The person needs to be saying every single church service. At the end of repent and all those kind of things, at the bottom needs to be, remember who your enemies are, the people who are pillaging your resources. See, any leader that is not pointedly and repeat, any religious leader, any kind of leader, anybody that's not repeatedly and pointedly telling you who your real enemies are is misleading you. That's how it is. You know, the reason your efforts are not yielding as much as your brothers in other countries are doing is not because of your sins. No, it's because of the bad government that's currently ruling over you. I think it's somewhere in the Bible, they said the rain will fall on both the just and the unjust. Let me extrapolate to say that same rain that falls in good governance countries, it falls in bad governance countries. And the reason the seeds you are planting in bad governance are not germinating is because of the bad governance over you. You are working 80 times as much and reaping 100 times division as less. You are receiving so much less for your effort. You are toiling and toiling and toiling. It's not because of anything, it's because of bad governance. So any religious leader that's not telling you this now, I'm saying every single Sunday, every single gathering, that's what they should start with, that's what they should finish with. So you start with it, tell people who the enemies are, then preach all the preaching you want to preach, and at the end, remind them that the violent need to take it by force. That's how it's supposed to be. Jesus Christ in the Bible, I'll talk Jesus Christ because and from a Christian background, he called out evil wherever he saw evil. You know, he called it out in the church leadership, he called it out in the societal and the government leadership. If your Christian leader is not Christ-like, if he's not doing as Christ says, my brother, you need to go and revise. It doesn't matter who the person is, it doesn't matter what miracles he has done. God himself said, some people come out and say, I did miracles in my name, and God will say, I know Sabi you. I don't know you. Get out of here. So please, I'm pleading and I'm crying and I'm saying, if you go now and a religious leader has not told you who your main enemy is, and it's not, again, I'm not saying say it one off and run. I'm saying repeatedly say it because the problem has not been solved. Then you need to know that's a serious, serious problem. The other thing I wanted to talk about in the next 2 minutes is, again, what the machinations of the enemy are, per se. You know, we're talking religious today. I'm sure we know that this bad governance, or Tinubu as it is, let me just name him directly, he's weaponizing and worsening hunger. He's weaponizing and worsening illiteracy. He's weaponizing and worsening poverty. These three things, they have a repeated reoccurrence, right? And hunger actually has stages. There's the hungry and I won't go chop. There's the hungry and I don't feel move my body. And there's the hungry and I'm almost as good as dead. Most Nigerians are in that last two stage. I'm very, very afraid that at a certain point will come. These things people are saying, if you hit, you hit the street. People will be so hit that they will just be lying dead in their places and just dying off and getting wasted away. There is also the distractions that are being used, right? There's religious divide, there's tribal and ethnic divide, and then there's what I call religious preoccupation. Now, I've thought about it, and the way I think we can fight religious divide is what Peter B is doing. You know, the Bible said somewhere that a man's gift maketh room for him. You know, so if there is a way we can get big Muslims to be given to Christians who are poor and big Christians to be given to Muslims who are poor, that's exactly what Peter B is doing. We'll start making these inroads into, you know, other religions. We can apply the same thing for tribal and ethnic divide, right? You know, big people in one tribe doing good, massive and, you know, outlandishly good things for the other tribe. The other one that I really don't know how to fight it, aside from what I'm doing on this space, is what they call religious preoccupation. It is this wet blanket that religion has placed on our people's mind. It's almost as though when you become religious, your mind just gets switched off. And I'm telling you now, if your mind is open now, that any religious leader does not come out, and I'm repeating myself, but that's the way religious leaders have been repeating it in your head that we've forgotten, that does not come out and pointedly tell you who your enemy is, and pointedly tell you why you're suffering, and does not tell it to you repeatedly, and encourage you to go and take back the power that has been stolen from you, is your enemy. That person is being deceitful. That person is lying, and Satan is the father of lies. Take whatever it is you want to get from it. To round up, because I've been over now by 40 seconds. See, religious preoccupation, to be honest, I don't know how to fight it. You know, every single person in Nigeria has not less than 10 to 15 years of religious programming hardwired into them. It's not something I'm going to use 5 minutes on space to break. So I think at the end of the day, I have to even come and pray and say, God, please free your people from religion. No, bros, I beg. What up with it to talk? I beg. I normally have notes before I come on space. I don't reach the end of my notes. Thank you very much.
Anyway, thank you very much, Vele. As in, your submission was, in fact, if not before time, I would say repeat it, go back to the beginning of your note and say it again. I mean, I really hope everything you said, every single word was spot on. As in, when you were talking, you know, normally when people talk, I was trying to pinpoint on things I will emphasize when you finish, but bro, there were too many things you said that's worthy of emphasis. I can't even remember. I mean, but one of the very important things you said is your sins is not the reason why you are where you are in Nigeria. It has to be very clear. It is not, it does not have anything to do with your sin. It does not have anything to do with whether you did not pay. Have you been abroad? Oh, if
you see that point, now waiting that they use keep people these days. You see that point?
I'm telling you, it is not your sin. It is not. I mean, the way, and this is pretty much, like I said, I'm Christian. The way these things work is that if anything that you want to do it. If you are doing what you are supposed to do, God will now come and bless and add, and just add the things that money cannot buy. That's what God does. God is not supposed to get involved in things that money can buy. That's not. He's not interested in those kind of things. He's interested in things that money cannot buy. So, but you know, in Nigeria, that's what abroad people go to church for this money cannot buy. So you see people in church, they go to church because they just want to. You see them, they want to be happy.
Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Harry, I'm coming. They go to church because they want to meet, like they want to be happy. The kind of thing they go to church for is happiness. They want to be happy. Like you can't buy happiness with money. Those kind of things. But for Nigeria, oh God, you go to church because your generator will finish. You just want to go church so that God go do one person will give you money to buy for generator. Is a lie. God does not work like that. Don't be deceived. God is not mocked. Anyway, thank you very much, Vele. That was very, very sound.
You see why me I'm just so angry. Nigerian we call it organized religion. These guys, I think they're the greatest problem of that country. I remember as a kid when I dey pray make NEPA bring light. And if NEPA bring light, why I pray, I say a miracle. Allah. You go see where I go come by Nigeria will play match, you will take it, I will come by younger brother and say, come, let's pray, we go begin the fire prayer. My mates, they for China, they discover ICAC, drone machine, and then with the fire prayer, NEPA must bring the light. Kai! See, our religious leader say, I'm telling you, we have to get to that point where we say, we will demystify these guys that they become as mere mortals. They have deceived us so long. We pray for nonsense. We pray for mundane things. We pray for mundane things. As in, you see someone that I lost a friend, a very good friend of mine in Abuja. This guy was involved in an accident. I think they say he was cleaning his house and he slipped and fell and hit his head on the floor. The family started to carry them, they carry this guy go hospital. They carry and go church. Then carry and go church. What? It is crazy how much harm religion has done to that country. And if you speak, you see people come and say, you will see the most educated of us come and say, no. Touch not my who anoint you? This table has to be broken, honestly speaking. When I back to you.
Yeah, it's really the mental sleep is quite on the high. All right, quickly, let me just go to Organ feed. After Organ feed, I'm going to come to Flag Boy before we now. I think by that time we'll now get to engineer things.
Well, me, you know, I make I talk about.
Harry, I say this about you. Could where you drink this afternoon. They run through your blood. All right, we just say I can run through it and. Bring in. One thing I know is that Engineer Des must call me top of the hour. That's.
I remember how they talk. We don't tell.
Yeah.
Hello. Was he not married recently? I want to know how who they married for Tinubu.
Wait, how do you marry you on that Tinubu regime? Hey.
Now God win now. You don't know. Anyway, you don't say we for obedience movement. People they go down, we just they move on.
Okay, FG, go on.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I love the way the last speaker ended his quotes, and I don't know what you people are saying. There's something that has been happening when it comes to religious bondage, we've been in that for so long, so it's difficult to change it. One thing that I just want to announce to all of you is that my own daddy Gio is Peter Obio. I don't know what. We cannot change some certain things. My own daddy Gio right now is Peter Obi. So all I think about is how to promote him, how do I do it? You know, all the things we do to our daddy Gio. I'm trying to do the same to Peter Obi because right now he is my own daddy Gio because a lot of things we are aware of.
Or this evening. Well, what I want to say is that the truth of the matter is that religious leaders have dealt with us in this country, and the truth of if the truth of the matter is that in this Nigeria, if you know how much that is used to fund some of these mega churches, you lose hope in Nigeria. And then if you know how much politicians donate to these churches, every election cycle, you lose hope for the country. And to be honest with you, I used to be very committed, and I'm still committed, but there's a way I used to see some of these fathers of faith in quotes before I used to really respect them and all of that. But to be honest with you, since 20, I think I started having a rethink in 2019, 2020, seeing how some of them behave publicly, seeing how some of them have decided publicly to never condemn the evil things that are going on in the country. Let's take for an instance RCCG. I really respect Pastor Adeboye, but I mean, you are seeing all these things going in the country. You have a voice, you have a platform, you have the number, you have the crowd, and you cannot even say anything. How does that even make sense? In the time of Jesus Christ, with all due respect to Muslims in this space, in the time of Jesus Christ called out the ills of the society. He didn't just keep quiet when things were going wrong in the society. He called out the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. He called out the hypocrisy of the Sadducees, and he didn't just keep quiet. And it's expected of us as Nigerian young people to call out this. I don't care about whatever elder. Sometimes they say, oh, you honor this person, and things are going wrong in the country. How does it even make sense? Somebody is a pastor, he claims to be a pastor in quotes. The person is with a Rolls Royce, the person has private jets. Excuse me. The Christian in the world that has preached to the most people on earth is Billy Graham. Billy Graham has preached to most people on earth after Jesus Christ. Billy Graham never had a private jet, and he's the most influential Christian who preached to millions, evangelized to millions. So how can you explain to me that in Nigeria, a poor country where citizens are struggling to even eat, there's somebody out there that has more than one private jet, funds it, funds his expensive lifestyle, and the expense of members who are seated in church looking up to God and praying that tomorrow will be better, when tomorrow is already better for the leader. The leader that is ruling the church, that is overseeing all the administration, everything is already secured for him. His children are schooling outside the country. He has businesses, he has offshore bank accounts, and he's running his life in luxury. And then there's a member, Paul, still hoping on God that, oh, God will touch Nigeria. Let us pray for Nigeria. Let Nigeria get better. Oh, we have lost it in this country. And it's very sad when you see young people tell you, oh, do not call out this father, do not call out that father, oh, is our father, we are not meant to, and the person is robbing you of your future. This is 2015 was just how many years ago? The disaster came into presidency as Buhari came into presidency and became the leader. 8 years has already gone. I remember 2015, I was writing my WAEC in SS3. And I remember thinking that, wow, that probably in the next 10 years, 2024, 2025, Nigeria would have seen one kind of level of development. And my life is already going down and nothing is happening in this country, all thanks to the hypocrisy of religious leaders. And to a very large extent, it doesn't just extend to the Christian faith. It's not just limited to the Christian faith. It also extends to the Islamic faith. We see imams that are being silenced. Immediately you just speak out the truth, they just silence them. You don't hear from them again. There's this imam of this mosque in Abuja that spoke up, imam rather, that spoke up, and all of a sudden, they just silenced him. Religious leaders in this country are messing up. It's not the same in other parts of the world, but in Nigeria they are messing up because they are indirectly benefiting from the government. And if we do not call them out, they will continue to fund their lifestyle. They will continue to live in luxury at the expense of the common citizen. Thank you, and I yield my mic.
All right, thank you very much, JD Architect. That was a very, I mean, you're spot on everything you said in that submission. It's unfortunate what we see in Nigeria now is it's pretty much just something else. I don't know. It's what's happening in Nigeria is it's really sad. It's really sad to behold. If you ever blessed, please go ahead. After which I'll just come to speech.
All right. Can you hear me? Wait a minute. Can you hear me?
Your background is very noisy.
Okay. Let me just step out a bit. I had to come down to this. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean we'll try. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Good morning. Good evening. good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're speaking from. I want to thank everyone that's here at this point. And some of the things I had in mind, a whole lot of you have actually, captured it very succinctly. But because the times want to be brief, but I can, I wanted to talk about a dose, specifically. But I won't resist the temptation of actually talking about religion because it's one thing that always get me worked up, and one thing that gets me angry is even the people who knows that religion is bad, like the evil, the atrocities of this coming of God. When you talk about it, somehow they still find a place in their hearts to feel that you're not doing the right thing, or calling them out is not proper. And they still go to church on Sunday. They still go and sing and pay tithes. They still do all the normal thing as people who will save them, and it's a problem. And the consciousness I want us to have, which a lot of people have actually said here, is that the same energy that we use to condemn politicians, we should use that same energy to condemn our religious leaders. Because in short, they're even worse. More than how many politicians drive private jets in this country? How many of them drive private jets? Christ Embassy's church just gutted with fire the other day. That church is worth millions of dollars. And the man just said, don't worry, we are going to build another one. On whose back? On, you know, God is not living in that church. And that church has not actually profited anything to this country. It has not fixed one road. It has not normalized anything. But gutted, he said he's going to build another one. And that is what we see everywhere. Somebody is telling members of the church, these things they're not like Greater Tomorrow Pastor. These are our biggest daddies. I was listening to a sermon the other few days ago, and the man said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about going to visa with America. That you will just sleep in your house and you wake up and you'll be in America. A time will come when you don't have to bother to go to America with visa. This thing has private jets. He has fleet of cars. He's living in comfort. He has jets, and he's telling you that because he knows that he's not going to tell you that you're going to buy private jet, but he's not telling you that you have to live with the dream that one day you wake up, you'll be in America. You don't need to bother yourself. These are the kind of atrocity that is going on in Nigeria, and everywhere in Nigeria is bad. Like things are getting worse. We have religious leaders, and like somebody noted, both in the south, in the north, if the same way we should vent, against our GOs, that's the same way those our Muslim brothers should also events in northern Nigeria. It's made in the mosque. It's made among the clerics. They are the one who tell their people who to vote and who not to vote during election. And no matter the level of poverty in that place, they don't take time to even teach. Can you imagine if the clerics in the north can even talk about education? Say our political leaders should actually educate our people. You can imagine if they should do that, the way they convince them to vote a certain way during the election. You can imagine if our leaders, our GOs in the south, our Christian leaders, can actually encourage people and say, no, this government to church every Sunday. All of them pour out in the streets. Nigeria will change overnight. But they will not do it because they're also benefiting from the corruption. If Nigeria is working, you will see people go to church and waste their time all the time. Just read my lips. I've told people on this group always, there is nobody that is more Christian than me. You cannot. God does not love you more than me. He said he created us in our own image. So this idea of somebody, you're seeing somebody else, it's not your God. There are so many people in the world today who does not even believe in God. People in China don't believe in God. In Singapore, in many places, Japan, they don't believe in what you believe, and they are progressing. Until we change our attitude, one thing about religion is that it defies logic. It's something that, because the people who sit in the mosque or who sit in the churches, they are professors, learned people, and they'll be there. Somebody will be deceiving them. If churches have not fixed road, if this God we are serving has not, and I've said that God has created us as even angels, He's given us wisdom to actually be able to better where we are staying now. God is not making millionaires out of people. God, in short, the reason why Jesus Christ came is not to make us millionaires. Jesus Christ came so that He can actually give us salvation. That is the whole purpose why He came to die. Salvation, so that all of us perhaps we inherit that kingdom that He preached about. It's not whether we are going to have good road on earth, or whether we are going to drive private jet, or whether we are going to drive. And these pastors have been preaching for years now. It's only the pastors that is driving private jet. Members don't drive. But that's a lot of people have talked about religion. Let me not. Please, I want to talk about Edo. If you're from Edo, and you don't go home, I can understand why you're indifferent. I can understand why you're talking about agenda. I can understand that. But if you're from Edo and you still go home, like you know how Edo is looking like, you know how the people in Edo is like what is happening in Edo. If you're in Edo, like you come home, you know what is happening, and you're indifferent about this election, or you're still talking about agenda, something is wrong with you, you're sick. You need mental evaluation. In short, you don't like your people. Let me tell you something. Like there is no place in aside from perhaps Benin City, like if you go to GRA, I've been in the south, like for the past 2. I've been in the North Central. There is no place you go to in Edo, whether it's federal road or whether it's state road or whether it's community road, that you can have an easy access. There is no place, there is no such place that you go in Edo and you have a smooth ride. It's a death trap. Like it's not just like it's a death trap. It's looking like as a places where people are abandoned. If you see schools, like schools look like I was asking people, is that place school? It's looking like maybe schools that government has abandoned and has built new school elsewhere. That is how most schools are
So
looking
you know
like.
what happens? Did you make videos? Did you take pictures?
Yes, there are pictures that we took, and we are still going to take more. Like this, I'm saying it's not like you stay at Saddam. If you come to Edo and you will not even be able to speak about it. It's terrible. Like this
It's only
Edo.
just 1 minute. It's just a shame, you know. There's some guys that are respected in this movement going forward. I saw Obaseki making posts of his transition, and somebody went on there saying, "You have been a very faithful governor." God damn it! But go on, please.
So the thing is that Edo people, I'm not talking about because I'm not from Edo, right? It's not like every other place in Nigeria is actually good, right? I'm not saying that. But the truth is that Edo is an oil producing state. Like it's positioned in like it's supposed to be one of those states that in short of all the states in the south, I think Edo is perhaps is the worst. Like it's like a place that's abandoned. If you come to Edo, the only thing happening here is like the Ekpoma Ambrose Ali investing, and even the students that the Obaseki has made the school worse. Like the school fees has increased, the hostels are not working, lights, everything is bad. If you're from Edo, please, you have to take this election seriously. You have to take it seriously because you might have a chance, to make a change. It's not so much that, oh, Olumide Awata is going to, wave a magic wand. But it's the fact that the people who has these two political parties, whether it's PDP or APC, who has had the opportunity of ruling this state, they've messed this place up. They've messed it up. You just need a leader. If you have a leader who will care about the people, went to market to see people on. See, I'm telling you this, I've been in a for the past, nobody has talked to me about the agenda. Nobody. I've not spoken to anybody who said, whether it's bike man or whether it's market man, whether people see on the road and say, oh, the reason why we don't want to vote Labour Party is because it's the turn of Edo Central. Nobody says that. Nobody says. In short, the concern of people here, that is just their concern. What will happen in this election? Perhaps it might be voting our party. People might say, oh, because they voted before it. That's the only thing. Nobody has said agenda. Nobody has told me. I've not heard anybody say it's the turn of. In short, I saw one man who wore a cap, a certain cap, and I had my own. And somebody was telling me, oh, since he wore that cap, I should not. I went to the man and said, I wanted to give you this cap, but he wore this cap. The man said, I will throw this thing away. I just wear because I want to cover my head. I had to give him our own. Nobody has told me. I mean, in Edo Central, I'm talking about Edo Central. The people, because you know why? They are not thinking about everywhere is bad. Like these people are overwhelmed. The road, like today when we are going out, it rained. The road we follow, we have to go and reverse. After we have like gone middle of the road, we have to reverse back. The DJ that followed us got stuck in that road. Like every part of the road is bad. Like what's going on this state? Please, if you're from Edo, take this election seriously. And if you're from Edo, you've not gone home, please call your people at home and ask them what is going on. This place is looking terrible. Like it's looking terrible. I'm not saying it because I did a piece this evening. I said yes, politics comes with propaganda and all that. Every party wants to win, but it's beyond winning. It's beyond winning. Yesterday there was a boy who had kidney problem, and while we were at the market, we saw them coming to, and we send message to Olumide. He heard about it and he sympathized and he sent them 2.5 million. These people have been begging for this money all this while. Nothing has happened. But immediately Olumide sent that 2.5 million yesterday. When he sent that money, today, the APC candidate, to tell you how evil these people are. Today, he now paid 5 million. All this while he's been here, it's from this place, it's from Edo Center. But it's today because Olumide paid 2.5 million. And now say, oh, you want to send them 5 million. That's a market we went to. A market was built, no toilets. Saddam, a market was built. Market, big market, no toilets. These women, this, oh God, anyway, I don't want to talk about this. Please, if you're from Edo, please take this election seriously. I beg you in the name of God. You might have a real chance of making a change. I have so much to say, but I don't want to, hog the mic so much. I
Right.
appreciate you all, everyone on this space. I appreciate you, and everything you then said about, is just on point. But religious leaders or politicians, they are the same people. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Really our best. Thank you. Thank you. Edu Niyara, now you go. Anyway, Suchat, thank you very much, Suchat, please go ahead. I will give you time actually because this place has to end by 12 actually. So, Suchat, please go ahead. Then I'll come to Jubijit.
I won't take too much of your time. Hi guys, good evening. I am so sorry I'm sounding this way. My one, you have to shout, you have to talk. I think sorry, I'm going straight to a door. I'll come to this video, walk past and share flyers, not just to carry Venezuela and be shouting Labour Party. Is one that I know that I stand and I have a discussion because you hear some side talks, you just be like, una never tire. I mean, una never hear say they don't increase fuel. NNPC for Benin they sell for 730. NNPC we're supposed to be the filling station when supposed they sell for the cheapest, so they sell for 730. You now imagine those ones when just be normal filling station, you don't reach 1,000 plus. Tire. They'll say that true, we don't really tire. As we ever best said, right? Since this whole campaign, especially in Edo Central, because we understand that Edo Central, they have the least numbers, understandable, right? So people will just be like, oh, least number probably like 50%. So we'll not put so much energy in that area and all that. Well, I would like to bust our bubbles. All of us, we have votes from those places. God. We have votes from those places. I would advise that the way we're putting a whole lot of energy in the south and in the north, we should do same in central. The way we're putting so much energy, say, oh, south, we should do same in central. The thing I just know that we're not doing so much is the fact that they are yet to know our candidates. Yes, they know Labour, but they're yet to know our candidates. Because the truth is, Labour Party in Edo Central, maybe they're just relaxed, or maybe they're actually following PDP to do a what do you call it, ASA agenda. And if you notice, if you go to that side, you find out that ASA agenda is just noise online. We never said none. Nobody said, oh, now my brother time now. Me not carrying a banner, they go. None. The moment they see Labour Party, hey, Labour Party, now we vote for now the last time now, no worry. We will not hear another side, but we vote now, they carry our votes. We'll come tell us, say, you know what, this one did different. Wait happen for national, not happen for state. Oh, you talk no wala. Like they were so welcoming. Initially, we had this notion of, oh, is what they call it, Edo Central. They don't want to hear anything Benin. They did see this, they're hostile, hostility, blah blah blah. So our mind was just like we're going there to go and beg and talk. Do you get? But when we got there, are you talking about the EA kids that you're lodger of markets? Are you talking about how they were excited to see us? You won't hear one EA kid telling you, say, sorry, you're saying that PDP get here, or sorry, you're saying that this one, like, una welcome, oh, thank you, Labour Party, oh, no wahala, may una go round, oh yeah, this one, oh yeah, God bless you now, don't worry, you go ensure say this, so at least una come, una do things, una do not be so other people will come with salt and 1,000 naira, like you get a whole lot. It was saying something. You need to see the roads. I don't know why Nigerians just sit down and they just want to deliberately reward failure. I have never seen that in my life before. You see, say person fail. You see, say political party fail, but you just sit and say because saying that my tribe, he go still enter. Whether he fail, or whether they keep people, whether they cut people neck, or whether he decide to what they call it, not do road, or he not take people go school, he go enter. This is only this country. I've not seen it before in my life. That is why I said. I don't know if someone heard me. I said, you know what? Our churches, our pastors, the enablers. Because if you look at every person where we went to, they all went different kind of scapula. Is it that they're Catholic or they're wearing Winner Chapel scapula or they're wearing? You notice one that everything is church, church, church. Until one woman now said, one woman now mentioned and said, now only God fit change this country. Now I can say, how God wants to change her. I never hear say God will come down. I want to change. And not only God though, that's also God does they pray, they go. Because it is irritating. I'm wrapping up, sorry. It is actually irritating to see man of God or men of God telling people, instead of them to tell them to hold their what they call it, politicians accountable, hold the people governing you, hold the people that you've given, you voted for. Instead of telling them be praying, instead of telling them come and buy soap, instead to say don't worry, they pray only you. Anything when they happen to other people, no go happen to you. What kind of thing is that? Somebody has said here, the way we call our politicians, we should call our religious leaders. Because I don't understand how you be, what they call it, you brainwashing your worshippers or be brainwashing your followers and be telling them that the only thing that they can do is to call God from heaven. Anyhow, Sha, I just want to say that Edo Central is actually LP. We just need to work harder to get all the votes from them. It will shock us that Osai Bovo Akwata will win from Edo Central. I'm telling you. I yield. Thank you very much to everyone who have been supporting. They really need material. If you want to donate, there's no one like you reach out. I say thank you again. I yield.
All right. Thank you very much, Switcher. Thank you very much. Thank you. Like Switcher said, me, I will say it. Edo, we need support. If you are not comfortable to support, please, it's fine. But I must give a big shout out now to a lot of people that supported this particular market storm. Era, of course, on Vawulence page, but I know everyone MMC, a lot of people came through. So thanks to all of you. So whatever you are seeing happening in Edo State now, it's part of you are part of it. And thanks to all of you. All right, Joe Obedient. Now closing prayer you want to do so. Where's us? Us.
1 minute, 1 minute Nigerian.
We go ahead.
Edo State na island. Take it from me. There are about 5 roads. I'm not joking. No. There are about 5 entry points or 4 into Edo State. Warri, bad. Auchi, bad. Agbo, bad. Ugbowo, Lagos, bad. Edo is an island. Those of us who not to they travel like that again, we just feel say, oh, people they complain. The flood where the vehicle we used entered carried. If you don't see incoming virus before, incoming virus are 6'3", water reaching waist.
As in Joe Obedient and incoming, they swam. You know when you swim in the water, bring out the when they inside water, it was terrible today, but kudos to them. Without them, what if for do? Even me, sir, we went enter the floor, but the same man not carry me.
For water to reach 6'3" person waist, almost through incoming virus. That's how bad, and that is an access route. See, you see how Lagos was. You see the confidence APC had in Lagos. That's what PDP and APC have in Edo Central. Edo Central is for the taking. Labour Party go collect them. So I beg, a lot of people may have, I'm saying this, I'm giving this plea to those that have family members voting in Edo Central. The problem we have in Edo Central is not support. ESA agenda is a construct that does not exist. It's just a social media construct. Convince your people to come out to vote. The problem we have in Edo State right now is that people are still having that voter apathy. They are bothered that their votes will not be defended. But Olumide Akpata, I put it, this is me saying it on public space. PDP is afraid of him. PDP, I know of the fact that PDP is afraid that he would defend the vote and he will shock them. So what we need to do is to convince people to come out to vote. Don't tell them to vote Labour Party, they will vote Labour Party. We just need to convince our family members that are in Edo State to come back home or come outside and vote. That's it. Edo State is in shambles. I've not been to this part of Edo State for 2 years now because I've been afraid of the bad road. But coming here, it is horrible. It is horrible. People are not living a good life. Oh, I know the person who gets to tell me they stay now obedient, so I don't cast them. But imagine you cannot get clean water out of your bucket from borehole. It is milky water. It is milky water. So I beg, convince your people to vote. That's all I can say. You don't need to tell them to vote Labour Party. They don't tire for APC. PDP is disgusting to them. We did not get pushback in any of the places we went to. We did not get pushback. And these are places that the candidates are from. These are the places we've been to. No pushback. We were celebrated, we were welcomed, and we were given guarantees that they would defend our votes. Thank you very much for meeting. Good night, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jobiden. And special big shout out to all of you guys that are dedicating on ground. All of you guys are putting this together. Everybody has their role in all this, and I'm glad that everybody switch out. If you try this thing, I switch out, but I don't carry. Why are you running? Why are you running? Yeah?
I beg, I'm pushing a motion that may switch her name turn to Mama. Now Mama should be for Benio. Mama. They call her Mama.
Mama. I know. Now Mama, I be like, now Mama, I go to call switch out now. Because you have like
me
they call Mama. Mama, no worry, Mama, no worry. Go on. Anyway, thanks to you guys, and let me re-echo this support again for you. Please, let's first of all, like Joe Biden said, and that's true. For those of us that remembered, the first space, well, but not the first space. The only time he had come to Vawulence space, just at that beginning phase. That was one thing. I knew the first crisis or the first challenge, or not crisis rather, the first challenge would be to even get people to come out. And I'm glad he has been able to at least excite people enough. But we also can help motivate people as much as we can. It's very important. That's the first thing, because like Joe Biden said, actually, if people come out to vote, default setting, Olumide will win Edo State. If people come out to vote, just default setting, not too much push. The reason why all this push is not necessary is because the voter party is kind of going to be evident. So we want to see how we can make sure that we optimize as many people that come out to ensure that the vote for Olumide Apata. But it's also left for us to ensure that we tell people. Then aside that, support in any way you can. Like I always say, if you need where they print cap, you can tell me. Saros DM is not far away. Future DM not far away. I will go and call them, or you can reach out. If you reach out to them, they no reply. You come and meet me. I will tell you. They will link you to the person you pay. You don't. All they need is to go and carry it. Money does not have to exchange hands. You deal with whoever. If you even have your own printer, better. Or if you have your own person to deal with, I must actually take time now to actually give shout out as well to this one of us, Kanda Kena, is always doing this. Some of you probably she's not always on speed, but she's always doing, like she just does this. Like she doesn't wait for anybody. She pays like a printer. She just and send it. She's probably doing a one woman campaign. I don't know how she does it. So big shout out to her as well. Thanks to everybody. I think this, like, I like the fact that Edo people decided to say, even if Edo not decide the topic, but like Sadam said, Edo is default a topic, is a de facto topic on Vawulence space until that election. So even if it's not the topic, it's going to always be part of the topic. So thanks to everybody for coming today. Today's space was quite diverse and a lot was said. focus today was religious leaders, and I think this is going to be a series where we talk about different sector. If maybe if we finish, we'll come back again, start time for religious leaders again. So it's something that we need to do. There are different. You go still touch everybody. If you will touch us, all of us, so don't be happy for today. So please ensure you do your part, and please again support Edo State. But finally, before I hand over to Saddam, I want to remind you guys again. Tomorrow in the evening, Parallel Fad, are going to be having Senator Ireti Kingibe. I feel like that space is one that, first of all, Abuja residents should be the first people to arrive at the auditorium. Then, secondly, or equally importantly, every obedient to at least listen and get to also hear from her. I know a lot of us expected much, but to be honest, these people they are doing as much as they can. Of course, they can always do better. So let's see how that goes. But on Monday, like I've said earlier, Olumide Akpata is going to be on 1MMC to come and beg us to support him. So please, obedient, ex-obedient, men are not going to be saying our mouth with the make. Will not be cho on Monday. Let's come around and support Olumide Akpata on that space. All right, on that note, thanks to everybody for coming. Apologies to those that, I think we brought up as many as we could actually. Apologies to those that couldn't bring up. Hopefully, tomorrow, tomorrow, most of us will meet at Parallel Fast Space, but Vawulence Space we'll meet again on Tuesday. Don't forget tomorrow and Monday space. All right, Saddam, over to you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Well, me, Nigeria. Thank you, guys. Thank you, every one of you that came out again today, that stayed with us from the beginning to the very end of the space. Thank you to all those that spoke, all those that contributed, all those that did not get the chance to contribute. Also, thank you for your patience and your resilience. It's unfortunate that we could not bring everybody. Thank you, Eradiri and the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate of Bayelsa that joined us today on space. Thank you so much. Next week, we'll be having more candidates going forward. Thank you to every one of you that came out today. I think today's topic is as Wellbeing just said, is the beginning of a series of spaces that we'll be having. I'll be talking about the enemies working against the growth of this country. It's multifaceted. There are different dimensions and layers to these people. They do not want this country to work. And I think I'm not happy. Honestly speaking, I think we might even do this religious leaders next week, because today's topic was mixed. We did not have enough time to drum on this. We did not do enough exposure for me. I'm not satisfied with what we said today, because we had a guest on the space today. I think we will still refocus or come back on this, but next week we'll go back again to different topics. But as I always say on this platform, Nigerian issues don't ever finish. We can many people say, they talk. If we are not talking, I'm 100% certain that many things will not even be happening today. Many Nigerians would have moved on, but we are trying to make sure that this conversation keep staying on the front burner. A platform is there for Nigerians to talk. A platform is there for Nigerians to speak issues that are meant to be mainstream, but are not mainstream. Left for these guys in power, Nigerians are flexing. Nigerians are living in El Dorado. Nigerians are having the best of time. Nigerians are having their best moments ever. But the reality is a stark difference. And it's important because platforms like this are listening to across the world. Different people from different demography of the world are listening to us as we speak on these platforms. And they are seeing the reality of what Nigerians are passing through. Because when we come out on these spaces, we have 10s, 20s, 30s, over 40 to 50 speakers from different parts of the country speaking reality, speaking truth to power. They might not see their tweets, but they hear their voices, and it is something that resonates. So, no matter the kind of propaganda this government, a government built on propaganda, a government that are masters of propaganda, a government that are going to rule Nigeria on propaganda, that are ready to lie, and not just propaganda, destructive politics, politics of bigotry, politics of division. They are ready to do everything to see us not united, to see us divided and fighting while they keep stealing. At the same time, stifling the media. The media will never report the true nature of this country to the outside public. We are the ones that are meant to be the ones championing these things, speaking out as loud as possible as we can. Let the world know that this government in power is a terrible government. A disaster is happening in Nigeria as we speak right now. There's absolute crisis in every facet of the country, and if we keep quiet, honestly speaking, nobody's going to come and help us. There is no savior coming from anywhere. There is no heroes. Every single one of us should be a flag boy. Every single Nigeria out there should be a flag boy. Every single Nigeria up on social media should be a flag boy. And if you're in opposition, and you don't understand the role of an opposition, you are part of the problem. Many of us do not understand these things. We think it's just banter and tweets and bubbles and the rest. There is serious chaos in Nigeria. People are dying every single day of hunger. People are dying every single day of bad health care. People are kidnapped every single day. Our problems are enormous. And it is so bad that at the worst time ever in Nigeria, the government is flexing. Why are they flexing? Because we have failed in our duties as a position, and I hope we all stand up to this reality and do better as a people. Well, thank you very much, everyone that came out today. As I always say, Nigerian problems will never end until we start to end it ourselves. We'll be back again, God's willing, same station, same time on Tuesday, God's willing, next week. Please, you can join tomorrow. The federal Minister of the FCT, Senator Ireti Kingibe, will be with the Power Facts team tomorrow on Space. Please come out tomorrow so that show them support. Also on Monday, our brothers from the 1 million match space will be hosting Olumide Apata also. Please come out and show them support. Let's keep building little blocks by little blocks. Hopefully we get to start holding these people accountable. They say we don't bring them on spaces. It is now time for them to come and speak to Nigerians. And we start with Ireti. Hopefully going forward, we can see how much of them we can bring on spaces. Thank you guys for always coming out and always supporting us on this platform. As I always say, God bless you guys. It's always a pleasure doing this with you guys. Many of you have reached out to me about Jimmy. Jimmy is fine. He's just taking a break right now. And he also wishes you guys well and love and light from his side also. Same with N6 also. N6 is having a boot camp right now, so he's not on the platform. He reached out also and he's also wishing you guys love and light. We'll be back, God willing, next week as a family, stronger and better. Thank you, my brother William Nigeria, for the sacrifices, for always coming out to do this with me. Thank you so much, Mommy Bolanle. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Joe Obedient, my brother. God bless you guys for the work you guys are doing in Edo State. Sweet child, you are one hell of a person. Thank you. Thank you for your sacrifices. God bless you guys. You guys are the heroes, man, of this movement, because we can always just come up online and talk and everything, but you guys are putting the work on the streets. There is nothing. That's why no matter what they want to tell me, if you're putting in the work on the street, man, I can overlook any other thing you're doing because you're truly walking the talk. God bless you guys, man. My brother's flag child, flag boy, God bless you. I hope you got the prayers to your DM. I hope you got to receive the prayers. Please stay motivated with that one. It is part of the process. If you're pushed as a Nigerian and you want to help somebody, people are begging your DM, please carry that money and go and give flag boy. Give it to him. God will bless you for giving him than to give someone that is in your DM begging you that hunger want to kill them. Let them go out and protest. Let them go out and shout to the government. Please let us stop enabling bad behaviors in this country. We are part of the problem. Anytime you give somebody money that should be out there trying to say something and it's not doing the work, you're also enabling bad behavior. Let us please put that into consideration. God bless you, my brother. I see you down below. Thank you for always coming out, for sticking to what you do. Thank you for your platforms. Thank you for the conversations, and I understand the sacrifice. I understand where you are right now with your heart, my brother. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. You're an important voice to the salvation of this country. Do not stop. Jira. God bless you, my brother. Ajibusu, it's good to have you on the platform, my brother. Thank you so much. The real Omezia. God bless the whole Violence Space team, cast and crew behind the scenes, making sure that this space is being streamed across multiple platforms. Thank you to our listeners on Facebook, our listeners on our YouTube channel, our listeners on the Violence Space radio station. God bless you all. I see my big bro, Magnific dude. Thank you so much. Real Ever Best, my hero, my personal hero. God bless you, my brother. When Nigeria comes, when we get in Nigeria, I promise you, your name will be written in the books of gold. God bless you, my brother John Veal. Thank you so much. Balaktik, Anka Dede, Mommy, God bless you so much. Mama Wakiri, thank you so much. Dr. Oekena, native doctor. Thank you, my brother. God's will for Nigeria. Dr. Bankole, Dr. Mary White, Justice, Day, Naira Exchange, Olawaski, my FTC, Fuga. God bless you for always being the first to come on the violence piece. You are unbeatable, my brother. God bless you so much. Osaro, thank you for the work you guys do offline. God bless you. Thank you, the Jack. Inside Biruki. Thank you so much, Dr. Olu, Mr. Strong, Odun Tutu. If you're in the UK, please go and schedule. Apata is also going to be on the UK, I think on the 26th. Yeah, I think there's an Eventbrite link. Go and schedule it. Let us also flood out there and support the man when he comes into the UK. Thank you so much, Odun Tutu. My brother Chris, please heal well and heal fast. Otumba DK, thank you so much, Fetch. Muna Shine. OIK, my big bro Thames, Mr. Mike, my brother Bombastic, my leader, Amoda himself, thank you so much. SIM card, Olaido, Dimark, Nelum, Winzy, Velele, you're one of my favorite speakers these days, my brother. I look up to all your submissions all the time. Thank you for the great insight. Mugzi, God bless you, sir. Slim Tall, Shiloh, Health is Wealth, Dr. Royal, Grace Ella, Pelumi, Wake Up, Fatah Ibrahim, Julius Sakrisagonos, thank you so much. Gabriel Concern, Dr. Talata, Big C, Chidai, Chooks, Official Office of the Citizens, Siku Seyo, Ezechi, Dr. Informa. Thank you, every single one of you that came out today on the platform. I can't call all your names, but from my side, it's all love and light. God bless you all. We'll be back same station, God's willing, on Tuesday. Don't forget about the Power and Fact Space tomorrow, and on Monday, 1MMC Space with Apata. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend ahead of you. As we always say, it is possible, and we do this for God, for family, and for countries. Good night and stay safe.